Underlord now on the board for HellRaisers.
There's some beefy frontliners for HellRaisers right now.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised actually that they did go for this Doom into Lifestealer. Of course, you know, the Doom is always going to be quite useful against the Lifestealer. I just feel like Lifestealer, he likes buying like items that make you a little bit mobile and allow you to run a little bit quicker, so you're not, the best target for this Doom. And also, I think in the lane, Lifestealer is quite happy, I think, against Doom. Just Doom doesn't have a lot of armor, and Lifestealer just wants to hit people. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just surprised. We'll see.
Okay, that's a bit better because I was about to say I think Mudgolem needs some sort of ramp up, that's some quick burst of
Mm-hmm.
damage, right? Because the thing that I see in this game is like if you did Doom Lifestealer, say he has some like once he's at the point that he has a Sange, for example, the amount of lifesteal he gets against these type of heroes, you're never gonna kill him with that ultimate.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, we're gonna see this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lifestealer goes Halberd. Like, I don't know, a lot of Halberds this game. I would not be surprised if we saw one both on Underlord or Lifestealer. Just the status resistance against Doom, and also just kind of countering this Ursa here.
As long as you
It's
catch
a
him
pretty cool
outside the
Ursa
range,
game.
though.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you just now pick for your 10th pick. It's a Yules builder. Something like, I don't know, Voice Spirit. Bam, done. Okay, don't pick Voice Spirit against these heroes. That you're just asking to get duped.
Yes.
Wonder where Mudgolems gonna go with this. I feel like the days of sticking Doom mid are somewhat behind us. I don't think I've seen a team do it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you never know with Farah and and the rest. I mean, he can pull out some crazy ideas. But yeah, I feel like they could do with a little bit more kind of wave clear. They have the Grimstroke, and Mirana is okay-ish, Ursa is okay-ish. Doom is eh. The three of those are like, they're in this like, it's awkward for them to push out lanes because it's not instant, right? It's not fast. It's not like you go in, sure, Mirana with Axe or something, you can go in and double nuke the wave and you're gone, right? That's kind of what you want from wave clearing heroes, that it's fast to clear the wave so that you don't have to be showing on the map and thus being susceptible to getting caught out. But yeah, they could do with some more wave clear. At the same time, HellRaisers, their lineup is very poor in terms of rotations right now. It's very difficult for them to make kills happen, I think.
Yeah, it feels like they've drafted to win their lanes, right? When you think of Ench and Rubik, it is always these heroes that either will ensure you win the lane or ensure that you at least do not lose it. Uh, but very static overall. So maybe some sort of playmaker out of the mid. That kind of voice spirit suggestion, definitely not against the Doom, as we said, but something in that kind of loot that has mobility and the means to move around the map.
Yeah, and there's a DP ban here. DP, hero with wave clear, also something that would let them kind of just ramp up the pace of the game. Play this DP Ursa early on, just take Roche, take towers, and then just siege. So what is it gonna be here?
Decent Storm game, right? Okay, they go for
It's
TA.
the TA, okay.
I
Okay,
mean,
and
that's
so this
ridiculous
limits.
roach taking capabilities.
Yeah, I don't know. I have this thing where generally where I've seen like Ursa and TA, I feel like they're similar heroes in ways. Like what they do, both they jump in and they take one hero out, and I feel like sometimes when these two heroes play together, it can become a little bit awkward for them.
Okay.
Right now, the one thing I see, the unfortunate thing is that it's really hard, I think, to fit an illusion type of hero into this Hellraiser lineup right now. But it could be quite strong if there was a way to make a Naga or something that work. I just don't think it's possible at this point.
CK mid. All
But
right.
yeah, okay, Venomancer. So yeah, I can kind of get behind the Veno. They're definitely lacking in terms of stuns and ganking, but the Venomancer, if he gets to survive for a while and just build up the stuff that he wants to, I could see him become quite strong. And they're gonna, it looks like, put the Underlord mid here against TA. And I mean, now we're definitely gonna see Halberds. I feel like now this is just straight up. I mean, I would not be surprised if there was even 3 Halberds just at some point. Maybe
Hell
Phonic is not
yeah.
gonna rush one, but hell yeah.
And then your supports build yours. Because you already have the benefit of synergy with Underlord, but also nothing on Ursa hates worse than getting yours in a fight.
Man, look at these skins though.
Damn,
Like, look
dude.
at that Underlord and the Lifestealer, the
Oh,
Rubik,
I call that the giant slug skin for
and even
Underlord.
the Doom. Holy moly!
He's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
the Underlord one is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, he genuinely looks like a slug though. He just kind of
I feel
lumps
like he could
around.
have. I mean, he could almost have like a horn and be like a rhino.
Hmm. A rhino that looks like a giant slug.
I wish they had a rhino in Dota. Huh?
It's. If only there was a hero that is similar to a rhinoceros.
Yeah. No, it doesn't cut it. It has to be an actual rhino.
Okay, what if we just give it as a mount to one of these heroes?
Yeah, I mean, there could be like
Nicely
the.
done.
I feel like Magnus definitely has a rhino set, doesn't he?
Maybe. Here's what we do. We do a persona for Magnus where he gets like changed into a human and then he rides a rhino around.
I mean, so what is Magnus? Is he like an actual rhino, or is he like a?
He's a half-halfsy.
He's a half-half, right?
I think so. I mean, it's like, is he closer to a mammoth really at that point? Because he's got that
Yeah,
wool,
that's kind of
right?
what I'm thinking. I mean, it doesn't say
These
that
are
he's
the
a rhino anywhere,
questions
right?
that we need, right? We've already covered Lifestealer. Okay, we're moving on to the other ones. Like, Ench, what are you really?
Inch?
Is the answer always just Sprink?
Yeah, it is. It's always just Sprink, I think.
Smoke, by the way. Straight out of our deep thoughts into a deep dive towards Lil as he tries to escape this. The slows are decent. They should be good enough. Or are they? They haven't got a roll for 3 seconds. So I think they'll be able to finish him off because Milan does hit the arrow.
Noise.
Very nice. Alright. I feel like we don't see that too often anymore. You remember there was just a time where every team would instantly smoke out of their fountain. But ever since they budgeted smokes, like teams revere them so much more. They don't want to waste them.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's one of the things. Like, Fada has always been doing these things where he likes to catch people off guard. He likes to bring back this stuff. Like go smoke level, like whatever it is. He wants to find a way to get ahead. And I think that's a good sign of someone like just looking for any opportunity to get ahead. Is always something that you should be doing. I think as a Dota player.
You know what would have caught them off guard? Is if Fada had just picked Mirana and gone mid.
Yeah, sure.
I
Now,
mean,
that might be a little bit too far.
No.
Ahead.
It would have. The problem with that is it would have probably caught Baranya off guard more than their opponent.
Yes, no, for sure. And it is gonna be this tri lane up top here, and this is catching HellRaisers and a lot of people off guard here, I think. They're gonna have this Ursa going up against the Lifestealer in the lane. I think that's gonna be kind of uncomfortable. They're gonna bring in the Rubik for the tri lane. And down here it's gonna be Veno versus Doom. I'm curious about this matchup, actually. Curious if Doom has the sustain to live through this lane. I mean, maybe he finds one of the big boy region creeps, and then he might be fine, but I feel like Veno should be able to punch him quite a bit here. Once he gets to level 3 and 5, I think Veno could be dealing some serious damage.
As long as 33 doesn't die, he should win on like the farming side of things, right? Because you're a Doom with Devar. That's the hero. That's all, folks. Wrap it up. Eat creeps, get money.
And right now, also, Xani is doing very well in the mid lane here against TA. Kind of bullying a little bit here.
Kind of makes sense, right? You're reducing his damage. Also, you have the Firestorm to burn through the refraction charges while also simultaneously farming.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this matchup before.
Yeah, it's definitely a more tailored pick to run the mid Underlord, I think. It's not something we get to see that often.
Oh, get the CS?
What?
Wow, he gets it.
I mean, that's the nerfs to TA for you. No more stupidly over-the-top damage while denying. Why was that ever a thing?
Who knows, man? There have been so many questionable things.
The problem is, it only becomes questionable when we prepare hard about it, right? So it's like, yeah.
I suppose.
Ice Frog,
One way of
although
looking at it.
we revere him as a god, he is a mere mortal. We think. We're not sure. We've never had confirmation.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
Like, how would you know? He could be an immortal frog. Not one of those profound questions we'll never have the answer to.
So, Phonic doing quite well in the bottom lane right now. It looks like 33 has suffered a bit of damage. He doesn't really seem to have any more regen here on the Doom. There's going to be a little bit of regen coming to him. Boots and a salve on the curb, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, he's paying attention.
doesn't look
Remember, 33 is not a POS 1 player. He doesn't ignore his courier.
I feel like you have a lot of like pent up anger towards Course. I feel like every like second to third sentence there's like like a
You know I love you, bud,
like
but
a stab
you know I love you, bud, but
stab at the Course.
as a POS 4 player, I lose count of how many times it's the POS 1's Courier I kill. Same when I'm watching like
So you
professional
should be
Doa.
happy then. You get to look good, killing +1's Couriers.
Oh, sure, that doesn't mean I'm not going to grill you on it. I'm not
Okay.
like you
Okay.
specifically, but POS 1
I see.
players.
Okay.
Yes, 21st century. We still very much enjoy mocking people for their failures. Man,
Yeah, and I mean,
oof. That's a sad kitty. That might be a sad life steal as well. That's what you get for being a liar, though, as they chase in and finish him off.
yeah, so they're gonna trade 1 for 1. Of course, you're gonna be happy with actually getting a kill there on the Lifestealer. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to finish this Ursa off. In the bottom lane, though, we do see 33 is struggling quite a lot in terms of the HP department. He's still slightly ahead on net worth, but he has to keep bringing a lot of regen out here. Let's see what he has. He's now another flask. The last one got cancelled. And he has salve and some tangos here, but Phonic is about to hit 5, and once he hits 5, this poison sting is really gonna start to hurt.
On the flip side, though, Funnick hasn't built in a way that allows him to pressure tower too early, right? Like, he's gone for this Venom scale build. Oof. Doesn't even manage to get the deny back in Vengeance against Funnick.
Yeah, this is annoying though for the Doom. I mean, you have to keep buying all this regen, right? And you can see also the levels is pulling ahead.
And you also know what Funnick's going to build in this game. You know it's going to be a Spirit Vessel, which is amazingly good against Doom anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Vessel would be very nice here. They're gonna have a lot of damage, I think, with this mid Underlord and the Venomancer.
Also, I don't think they're going to even easily kill Funnick any stage in this game, right? Because once again, there's that lifestealer factor. You can just use him as the entry, just sliver on in and bomb people. Lil being brought down in the top lane. He slows it down with a Fade Bolt, but death is an inevitability up here for the poor soul.
Yeah, the one thing though is like, even though Skitter has he has 2 kills to his name, the Lifestealer is still ahead in terms of net worth just because of CS alone. So the Ursa is not really farming all that well in this lane.
Yeah, they're kind of
I
past
think
the point where they force him out, right? Like once you have a brace and a blaze of attack, like you can't really trade that well.
Yeah, I think HR should be like, they should be really happy about the current state of the game. I think they're pretty much winning 3 lanes right now.
Which, it used to be we'd instantly say that's a loss, but I feel like in the recent months we've become more appreciative of the opportunity to come back in the mid game. I guess the question in that regard is, do we look at mudgolems line up and go, oh yeah, they have a very strong mid game if they fail the lanes?
I think they have the potential to make some rotations, but I do think that like if these rotations fail, I think we'll be in a lot of trouble. There's gonna be, I think, soon an attempt here on the Venomancer, but I'm not sure this is gonna work.
Well, also
Maybe
top,
Farah is gonna come in soon here now.
they got Milan, and like you said, in the bot lane, 33 goes in with the clap out, trying to bring Funnick down. No deny attempt. They need every piece of damage they can get. They do clip with the Ink Swell, so Funnick will go down to Farah. Eventually, if he hits this Stroke of Fate, but no, it's off the mark. Oh no. Okay, Skitter arrives, so Funnick has to back away, but
I think
that
Farah's
almost
dead
became
too,
very
no?
awkward.
No, he's gonna
Gonna
live, right?
He's got the
He's got the
raindrop.
Tango. Yeah, he's got the Tango also. He should be fine. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty like big botch rotation there. The Doom they try to make this kill happen on the Veno. They end up going down. Veno now 7.5. Doom 5.5. Going top against this Lifestealer now. Not gonna be able to kind of do too much to this Lifestealer. And Phonic having a very good time. Also Xani having a good time in the mid lane.
Oi, oi, oi. You are just a delicious
HR.
meal. 33's in trouble. Open wounds, just overwhelm him with the centaur there. It's an easy kill. And this game is looking grim for 33 right now.
Yeah, I mean HR off to a very good start here in this game at least. They made the lanes work for them, despite kind of despite the mudgolems trying their best to, like be sneaky about their lanes. It kind of seems like it backfired almost.
Yeah, I feel like there's that kind of break off moment you have as an option, right? When that offlane top you could just admit it's not working as the lifesteal, you back away. But it's almost like because they were occasionally getting kills on Lil, they bait themselves into thinking that this tri lane is working.
Yeah. Please resist using bad pun with bait.
What?
Don't.
Bait's not in this game. You okay?
No. No, but you were saying bait,
Oh,
and we
yeah,
had bait
yeah.
earlier, and so I was just like,
I
don't
was like, don't
do it.
do it, buddy. It's the wrong
Yeah.
game. Save those ones. I'm sure every
Mm-hmm.
caster is using it way too much. But save those ones.
Say the audience.
You need to make golem puns, all right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what item is precious for mudgolems right now? Is it this Deso Piranha's building? It's getting closer when he kills Lil like that. Okay, Kasani? I think he just didn't want to hit the S key after casting Firestorm, really.
Careful now. Oh,
Piranha.
gonna be a Gale here. Yeah, Piranha is gonna go down here, I think.
Death's inevitability. They don't get the ink spell off at all. 33 can't even cast the Doom. It's not worth it anymore. And with that, they should be able to zone them away and start pressuring this tier 1 in the mid. Phonic don't rotate for nothing.
Yeah, I really like what Phonic is doing right now. I mean, he's just being such a nuisance, you know, like, you don't really think of this as like, oh yeah, Venomancer, the best hero to rotate around at level 8, right? He's got this 2-3-3 build, but he's making it work. I mean, he's just coming in here with the Plague Wards, throwing down some casual Gales, and just, the Plague Wards they're giving vision, dealing damage, and slowing enemy heroes so that they don't feel like they can commit to these fights. So he's just bullying them off, and you can see that HR already up to a 3k gold lead after taking out this mid tower now, and also just doing well in their lanes. And you can see that the Doom here, Doom is struggling quite a bit, and Versus also, he's trailing the lifestealer at least. And on the top there, we can see that the Xani on the Underlord is almost 1,000 gold ahead of the TA.
Going for that Atos build, so he wants to keep out the aggression. I don't feel as often we say that a lineup that has an Underlord and a Venomancer are able to pressure the map quickly, right? As they're trying to pressure lifesteal, they actually bait themselves in. Piranha, Inkswell is on him. They throw out the Doom onto the lifesteal, but the Razor's running, so the Inkswell does not stun him up. Piranha is able to move away for the moment. He's going to try and turn around towards them. Lifesteal trying to heal up on 33, but it's looking like he will go down as Skidder cleans him up. Another chase forward, looking for more. Fada did already die. Kasani's hit by the arrow, so he will also fall, but 33 is going down as well, as there's a double kill for the dead Underlord, and Non-Grata's able to move away for the moment, but Skitter finishes him off.
Yeah, they kind of bit off more than they could chew there. In the end, it's not going to be like a huge net worth swing. Of course, they're going to gain some gold, but the fact is that they're going to keep pressuring this bottom tower with the Venomancer and the Rubik. Rubik also trying to get to his level 6. Venomancer now with the 4 points in snakes. But yeah, still, I mean, it's a nice fight. You'll take it. You get to use your Doom. The TA gets some more net worth, and you manage to bring down the biggest boy on the map, the Underlord.
Yep, on the second big boy as well, Lifestealer. Definitely starting to feel a little bit threatened. Realize this is not invincible in this type of game, even though we did comment on how, you know, you can usually sustain even when you're doomed. It's usually relying on you having some items first. And he will eventually have them because he's building that item we've talked a lot about today. Good old Midas for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think this is one of the scenarios where I think it's I think into I'm not sure if it's bird or whatever.
You can't out
but
all there, bud.
yeah, okay, no, I'm saying I think this is one of the games where it's actually kind of fine to build a Midas. There's a Midas on the Eartha too,
right? Like,
and he's off to a pretty no, exactly, and you know you want your life big in this game. To me, something that's more interesting, I think, right now is the fact that there's a completed Atos on the Underlord. I think this is gonna be pretty scary. Like when he keeps killing creeps this fast, you know, the Atrophy Aura, he gets so much damage, right? He's sitting at plus 126 right now, and in fights that can go higher, you know, even higher. And with this, he's about to try to pick up this haste rune down here.
I mean, he's a bit like a
He's not
pseudo
gonna
TA
get it though,
in
is
this
he?
type of game. Yes, he is.
Oh, he is gonna get it.
He picks it up, puts it in his bowl. Mirana's able to move away, though. He didn't want to pop the haste to try and get the clicks in. He might actually got the kill with that, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, you don't really want to waste that haste rune. Better use. And now he has Atos on the Underlord, and I think this is gonna be a pretty scary item. Like the TA, before she gets BKB, it's gonna be very difficult for her to play against this Atos into Pit of Malice, the Firestorm, etc. There's a lot of scary things for a TA now.
Yeah, you're a long way away from safety for Piranha, right? You haven't even got your Desolator yet at this point in the game, so
And we also have the Sacred Arrow on the Rubik now with the Arcane
Ooh.
Supremacy. So
Only 1 point, but
spooky long stunts.
yes, especially when you have an Underlord to set up said stuns.
Yes, Echo Slama Jama.
Sonic, that's the wrong hero, but I appreciate your effort. He's about to become
So
a
I'm
real
curious
hero soon,
what
by the
Peter
way.
going into here.
He is.
He went the Midas going into drums, but I'm just curious, like, what's the idea?
What's the end goal?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like, what is the purpose? I guess this drum is just stats padding. They want to be able to fight before they get run over. But I really feel
Also,
like he's gonna need a BKB.
well, the other thing I was
And
gonna say is like HellRaisers. You could refer to them as Team Slug, right? Like these are
mhm,
very immobile heroes. So if you have that
yeah,
kind of movement speed advantage, you can maybe kite the fights.
maybe. But you're up against this Veno though, and kiting fights against a Venomancer with heroes that are not that mobile in the sense, like Ursa and TA. If they get hit by these snakes or by the Gale, they're in a lot of trouble.
Hmm. Yeah, Ursa especially isn't as mobile as he was, right? After they nerfed Earthshock, it's a surprising difference. Even after you max it out, right? Like it used to be 6, now it's 8 seconds. You don't have as much fluidity around the fight.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Oh,
Oops.
Ursa.
He used the Enrage. Very good spell against stolen spells on the Rubik.
Arrow.
Doesn't stop the tower from going down, though, because Kasani mad, Kasani click. Ooh.
And Farah is gonna take that deny with 77 damage.
Arrow will
What a
not connect either.
beast.
And he'll wish he saved that arrow because he just stole it again on Rubik, so happen for a while. They're chasing in. Soulbind comes out. Far's already dead. They're
You
trying to
gotta
keep
be
him away
careful
from the
now,
double
the
doom.
Doom.
Yep, they're moving away. There's no opportunity. Phonic just casually slithering over. He's like, I should probably join my team soon. Like, I've got Poison Nova now. I've got a mech. But I really would like that level 2 Poison Nova. Choices.
I kind of really, I feel like this. I'd love to see him go for some, like, I mean, he's queuing up this Yule. Maybe it's gonna be okay, but I would love to see him go for something that scales better. Like, I don't know, like Halberd, Shiva, something just honestly, even Radiance. Like, maybe not your first item, but go into some build where you can incorporate Radiance into your build, and I think you could be a real beast this game.
I mean, they do have a lot of assistance around and right ways of catching kills and dictating these fights. But I think you're right in that, like, this is the type of game. It's not like you need it, but you can get away with it, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, needing and like might not be exactly the right word. It's more like at some point, like I think both Ursa and TA find it kind of annoying to play against the mischance of the Radiance. But of course, TA finds it very annoying with the refractions disappearing quickly. And it's just there's so much damage over time.
Skidder?
Ursa getting caught in the middle.
Yeah, he's going to disappear quickly. Gets the range off just in time, though. Lift isn't good enough. Only level 2 from Lil. He did get the steal. He's actually got the Phantom's Embrace. They're going to chase forward. They're forcing out all the leaps. Duraccio is looking for a target, but they're able to move away quick enough.
Yeah, and the Lifestealer is going for that halberd that I was mentioning a little bit earlier. Ursa is queuing up the BKB, so yeah, like halberd kind of to mess with the TA and also the Ursa. Ursa getting the BKB to just be able to live through the Venomancer and the everything else and the halberds. But I do think that I mean, while
He
close
thought
there
about it.
on the
He's like,
Doom.
I'm
Yeah,
going to doom
he was
his
considering.
no. And now you're in trouble. Because you
Yeah, I
made
think
your
this might
intent
spell.
way too clear. Duracio's going to zone them away. Mirana's going to be brought down. And Lifesteal's way too fast. Stolen Arrow throws off the mark. The Skidder is slowed. No rage for 15. They'll force the buyback out of the Mirana. Turn around into Phonic. He has got an Infest inside him. Is it tanky enough to keep him up, though? No. They have to come out. They'll cancel the TP out, and they'll turn around. They bait them in. They're able to bring down multiple members of Mudgolems. They'll chase through onto Baranyu as well. It looks like he'll also die.
And a triple Lil for Rubik.
He's rejuvenated. He had that long period where he was just chilling at the beach on holiday, and now he's back. He's like, new team, new perspective, win.
He's back in form. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this Underlord is much work right now. This mid Underlord proving to be quite the hero in this game. And I think that, yeah, like, so the Ursa, he's going for this early BKB now, but the thing is, when you get your BKB this early on, I think, like, later on in the game, there's gonna be force staffs. There's gonna be maybe some glimmer capes, some halberds. Like, it's only going to get more and more difficult to burst heroes as this Ursa because you're going to get tankier and they're gonna be saves, right?
Hmm.
And so by the time he kind of like he's gonna have this 5-second BKB very early on in this game, and when you have 5-second BKB in this game as Ursa, your game becomes so difficult because bursting Underlord, bursting Lifestealer, Venomancer, it's just gonna be very difficult, right?
Yes.
And if you don't burst these heroes, you are going to lose these fights because the lineup here from mudgolems revolves a lot around bursting heroes, or potentially you could also play around the Doom Soulbind targets, but
It's like if that's what you're relying on to win these fights, the game gets rough, right? Like you
hmm
can't go, oh yeah, we'll Soulbind, we'll get the right 2 targets and we'll doom them. Meanwhile, Ursa been found, forced to use the Enrage pretty early. I don't know if they're able to reconnect with this in time. He's activated the drums to run away. Kasani is chasing, but
the Atos might catch up here. Oh
he
yeah,
is.
he's gonna
Phoenix
get
there.
Gale's there.
Here comes imminent death. Damage thrown out. Skidder has no choice but to turn around and face his killer. As they rip his face off. Then
Yeah, I mean,
dance
I
around
don't
with.
really know what's your play here. You need your BBs on all your heroes pretty much
Even then,
for mudgolems.
like that's them chasing, right? Even if they're being chased, it feels weird to say it's about a lineup of heroes that are so slow with the Underlord and the Venomancer, but they're just so effective at kiting mudgolems. And mudgolems don't really have an enabler, I want to say, right? Like, who sets up your kills here?
Yeah, no, and that's why I think that it was a little bit strange to this up with the last pick TA. I mean, I feel like the Ursa and TA they fulfill kind of the same role already,
Uh,
and
oh, let's quickly restart the call. Getting a little bit
yeah,
lag there. When Studio Cast 3. All right, there we go.
we're back.
We
Yeah,
return.
no, the last pick here, TA, I think it's a little bit strange as they fill a very similar purpose, the TA and the Ursa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it puts so much pressure on 33. Like that is the lane I'd probably highlight so far. Imagine if 33 has a good start to this game. You can kind of see what they're trying to pull off. Is this Doom that initiates, he controls the fights. But this is a
And
very small 33 game.
yeah, I mean, he was queuing up Midas. I think what he's looking at is he's looking to do kind of well in this lane where the Venom is not able to bully him out of the lane. And then he just wants to sit there and have the Venomancer get sad by the fact that Doom is just out farming him. And then all of a sudden, this is a completely different game. Then HR are forced to be making rotations, and then the rotations become much more difficult. But now, Doom was forced out of the lane, and then Venomancer was able to leave the lane while Doom was trying to catch up. And at that point, you don't feel so bad anymore because it's not a Doom pulling ahead, it's a Doom trying to catch up. And there's such a big difference between those two things.
That's shown in this match. You can see the side of HR try and pressure more. I mean, they've got multiple Atoses now, as Lil's also picked up one. Like, you get an Atos. You get an Atos. Who else is going to build an Atos? Ench, you're up. Don't let the team down, Non-Grata. It's not like there's going to be multiple BKBs coming online for mudgolem in the next 2-3 minutes.
I mean, those BKBs are eventually going to get low, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, that'll be the moment. Although they'll have to kite for 5 seconds or die very quickly. You see they're smoked. They got this double BKB. They want to make a play. Just getting Roche alone actually would be huge right now for mudgolems.
Yeah, I think Roche is not a bad idea. It's going to be a pretty quick Roche with both the Deso from the TA and the Meld and just the Ursus damage. They're going to make their way over, but I don't even know if you fight this. Maybe you do.
He's wasting their time. He throws out the Soulbind fight. He runs out, throws out the Disarm and the Doom straight away onto the Lifestealer and his connected targets. Then she's going to be brought a little bit low, but Funnick with the Poison Nova. Aegis has been claimed, and Baranya will just TP away. 33 the same. This is how you use your BKBs, guys. Just run away.
Yeah, they did use the Doom, though, on the Enchantress of all targets. For some reason, I'm not sure why. But
And
now
the
you can see that
Lifestealer.
there are 2 Force Staffs already now for the side of HR. And so this Ursa's job is going to be so difficult this game. Like, they don't have too much lockdown. They're kind of relying on this arrow or maybe some Inkswell Earthshock combination of, stun. So Ursa needs to go in with his BKB and kill one target, but all of these heroes are so tanky now. And also there are 2 4 staffs, so even if you commit your BKB and enrage, you might not necessarily net a kill.
No, and we saw how tough it was for 33 to like find the good Doom target, right? Like his only choice is Duraccio, who's already got some stats resistance built in, and that's not going to change. Speaking of Duraccio, they move on to Branya. Skier forced to use the enrage pretty early, but Duraccio just wailing on the targets, doesn't have a care in the world as he knows it's not an easy kill. Branya being brought low isn't going to die, but they force the big spells out, which means that now, as the side of HellRaisers, you can start to hit into these buildings a bit.
Yeah, they know that there's no Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That is on
60
cooldown,
more.
so they don't have to be too scared. There is an Aegis, right? Still on the TA with the BKB, but
What does it do?
yeah, that is the question.
Oh, and the arrow on Branya. They're going to bring him low. Not able to get through that first life just yet. The disarm goes out to ensure they can bring him down, though. And it's like, oh, you've soul binded me to the target. I'm just going to infest inside them. Yeah, that does work. No one knows why. The magical ways of Dota. Fada throws out the silence, but the arrow connects again from Lil. It will get the kill, and 33 being brought low will not use the BKB just yet. Non-Grata being chased down, but these pesky disarms ensuring there is no chance for mudgolems to just click these heroes down.
Yeah, and the tempo from HR is just, it's too high. These heroes are just, they're not online yet. Like these 4 heroes, like the heroes except for the Grimstroke, they all need a lot of items and levels to be able to play this game. And they're not getting that time. They're gonna keep it going here. Now they have to watch out for this Doom into Soulbind combo in the next 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be a little bit careful here. But this could also be the end of the game, so.
Yeah, 33's initiation is not strong right now because, look, he's got his blink, but not an ideal creep. He hasn't been able to get out and now find like a centaur, right? So he has strong initiation to begin the fights.
Yeah, they're just gonna wait out this Moonlight Shadow now. They might even just go back for a little bit and just claim some more items. Lifestealer's close to his Abyssal. Underlord could pick up... Yeah, he could pick up a full Halberd if he wants to.
I like the Duraccio went this build, by the way, where he went the Headless Halberd first. Like, it's not just that it's good against his opponents. It's like his role isn't really to kill, it's to survive, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a nuisance. He's just, he's annoying. I mean, he'll kill the Grimstroke, for sure. You know, if the Mirana's out of position, he'll kill him too. If the Doom doesn't have BKB, Doom also dies, but... It's just, he's just in there in the fight. You know, if TA goes in, he just halberds the TA. If Ursa goes in, he can halberd the Ursa. And he can just kite. And all of HL's lineup can just kite so much with these 4 staffs, with the slow from the Poison Sting, from the Plague Wards, just the double HSS, and also the Pit of Malice.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task to fight.
I mean, that Pit of Malice has a lot of value because he went for the Atos and the Yules as well. And when we describe lifesteal like that, I just got this picture, you know, like that kind of are we there yet moment where the person keeps poking someone.
There's gonna be a go here onto Xani.
Yeah, but he's not the quickest target to bring down. They should be able to get him in the end. He's not able to move away. The roots were thrown out. Skidder has to use the BKB. Duraccio going to back up for the moment. The Soulbind's going to come out, but once again, look at the counter. It's very simple. Just climb inside a deer. Sounds like a really weird bootleg version of Star Wars, to be honest with you. Lil did get the refraction steal and has got the Ghost Step to buy some time. Enough to blink away the Doom thrown out onto the Lifestealer, but it's not good enough, really. He's just going to turn around and start stunning into the Inkswell. He shouldn't clip onto Lifestealer. He's able to move away. Baranya stay on top of the BKB. Will bring down the Lifestealer in the end, but his magic immunity has ran out, and now he's in a tad bit of trouble. Needs to move away quicker than this. Able to just about blink away. Milan will be left behind as the final casualty. So all that, yeah, you bite back as Mudgolems, but once again, these big BKBs are getting shorter, and HellRaisers, in the end, are not forced off your side of the map.
Yeah, at the same time, though, you're kind of happy with, you know, at least alleviating a little bit of pressure there. You get some breathing room. You know, you manage to kill the Lifestealer and the Underlord, but when they spawn now, they're just gonna come back, and they know that Doom is down. They're just gonna keep hitting here. And Enchantress is flying out. I think, is it a Pike? Yeah, it's gonna be a Pike here, so
why not?
She can just sit here and attack this tower, and what are you gonna do about it?
Nongrat is happy right now. He's like, man, I missed my offlane days. Wait, I'm playing Ench offlane right now. Jump in, Soulbind onto 2, BKB activated by Skid to move in, but the yours buys enough time that Underlord can then just be forced stuffed away. And when that magic immunity is gone, Skidder needs to run.
And yeah, exactly. Now this is starting to get scary as well.
Root, Atos, how you doing, Skidder? You like the damage? Just for you. Au revoir, my friend. Piranha does go in. He gets this on, though. The BKB and the DD. It was way too obvious at that point, and all of a sudden, not much value gained out of this magic immunity. Doom does die in the meantime. Non-Grata just able to overwhelm him, and that'll be another set of racks HellRaisers are claiming.
Yeah, I mean, very nice timing there on the Halberd. I don't know if that was Xani or someone else who threw that onto the TA, but she goes in with the DD BKB and gets Halberded before she pops the BKB, and as you know, if you get Halberded before BKB, you're still going to be Halberded for the duration of the Halberd. So.
I think that's like a big part of why these ranged carries essentially are so hard to pull off right now, right? It's like Halberd is still, even after they added a recipe and nerfed it a little bit, it's still an incredibly potent item.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's been like that for a really, really long time. I think people just haven't realized just how strong Halberd is.
Arrow was out on a little bit. He gets the Ghost Scepter out, looking to move away. Atos gets thrown out to Mirana to try and chase forward. He did get the Mel, so he can try and hide, but still on cooldown for 4 seconds. The Poison Nova has been used. The buyback does come out from the Rubik. But Duraccio, he's found a sweet, sweet target to munch on. And he's right under a sentry, which he's going to realize a little bit too late. BKB, blink away, maybe escapes. You can turn around, go back to the main fight. There is going to be a buyback coming out from K-Sani trying to rejoin and fight back and end this game right here. Skidder has burned every resource at his disposal. The bear is going for a long slumber. 50 seconds on the sideline, 33 BKBs just to run away. The Iraqs don't have that same privilege as they're stuck on the spot.
Yeah, and if the side goes down, I mean, this is going to be mega creeps at 29 minutes.
Doom.
And I think...
On the lifestealer. The problem is that your TA is not there to dish out the damage. She's gone, and I think this is the final little piece of weight on the horse that will break its back. This is becoming too much to bear for the side of mudgolems.
Yeah, they're just going to call it there. And, you know, I mean, Mega's at pre-30 minutes. I think... kind of an impressive showing here by HellRaisers. I mean, I'm surprised by the I really like the fact that they swapped these lanes. They put the Underlord mid against the T. I don't know if this Underlord is supposed to do this well. I can understand the matchup that, you know, you have the Atrophy Aura and you can break the refraction and Underlord's base damage is good, but I'm not sure if he should be doing this well. I'm also not sure about this bottom lane. The decision to just swap these lanes around by mudgolems, it didn't really work out. Now, if that's because of that the idea is bad or just the execution was bad, that's kind of, it's a little bit tough to tell because we only get to see what actually happened. But yeah, I mean, I was not a huge fan of their draft. I think the Grimstroke opening, I think it's fine. I think the other 4 heroes, I think it looks a little bit awkward. I mean, the Doom didn't really seem to have a place. I feel like this Mirana did absolutely nothing in the entire game. I think that the Ursa was off to a decent start, but was not able to kind of transition into anything because he went for this. I mean, maybe he felt he had to go Midas into something, and you know, and yeah, TA was just they just never really came online. Basically, the Venomancer and the Underlord just took over the game, and that was it.
Yeah, we highlighted it in the middle of the game, right? Like, if 33 doesn't have a good start, then there's nobody else you can enable. And I like that you bring up the Mirana. I feel like this is one of the big kind of downsides to it in the 4 role, right? Is like, if you don't start to hit these arrows early, if you don't have that snowball potential, what does the hero really do? Even later on in the game, like, it's just an arrow. That's almost always what a Mirana contributes, and that's it. Moonlight Shadow's not bad, of course, but I think it's something that usually gets harped on a lot. Like, if you compare it to other 4s, right? What's the impact of a Rubik, or for example, as the game goes on, or a Shaker, or like looking on the other side, you know, we had the Rubik, but, you know, even if you had something like an Ench, which we saw Non-Grata decide to become a right-click machine. Not an easy one. But not all that we're going to see of mudgolems today, as they are going to be participating in our final series of the day up in just a few minutes, where they'll be facing off against 5 men. I think that's the one a lot of people have been waiting for. 5 men, of course, looking pretty goddamn formidable in the Omega League that just rounded up last week or the week before.
Yeah, mudgolems versus 5 men coming up. Stay tuned.
After this message from our sponsors. I'm just kidding. The sponsor's Monster. Monster, 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 Monster. And now I'm going to give you ads.
Monster, Monster, Monster.